couldn't let you go. If only I could finally reach you, the gardens where you grow. Now
Alrighty friends, we are about to dive into Dreamcatcher's video, You and I. So obviously I recorded Fly High, which is kind of the end of that first arc by itself. As I mentioned before, it surprised me that you see each of those videos are 3 months apart. Bum, bum, bum. And then nearly 10 months later, we're getting this one. So I'm going to make some guesses that we're going to get something really, really different. But I mentioned in the previous video that I have my suspicions that because of this big gap that we're really going to get where the first 3 videos was like the end of the Minx and the beginning of Dreamcatcher, we're going to really dive deep and really embrace the whole Dreamcatcher feel. So I think it's going to be this, because there's a 10-month difference, there's going to be this big different feels. Well, I'm looking at you because you're the Dreamcatcher expert.
I'm sorry, I was trying not to laugh and I completely blanked out. You said we're getting something different.
I'm assuming there's this jump.
You'll definitely see a difference in the videos, like a lot more CGI.
So their budget improved.
Budget improved.
Stupid ass.
They started taking. I think they took more risks with choreo by using props.
Which one has the staff?
This one.
Oh, this one. This one has the staff.
That's all you know about it.
So I didn't realize it had to do with this song.
They also use handkerchiefs in it. I know that in the middle of that 10-month break, or at least before they came back with You and I, there was something like people were waiting for the comeback. They were getting nervous because they were taking so long. And then all of a sudden, Happy Face announced some type of partnership that they were having with, I think, a game company of some sort. I don't know. They announced a partnership, and people were like, oh, well, we hear about them at least, but where's the comeback?
Where's the comeback?
Someone in the comments will probably elaborate on what I just said.
Okay. All right. So without further ado, let's dive in. Definitely more CGI. Torbell. Okay. Also references to previous videos. Oh, no subtitles. Whoa, Gio cut her hair for this? Oh, that's the short hair's the wig?
It's tied back.
Oh, I couldn't tell with that. I'm not paying attention. So it has that Dreamcatcher kind of dreamy feel to it. Mm-hmm.
I love that part of the choreo. Snap and they all look.
Oh, they cut the sound of the snap out on the video.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll pause after the chorus. I'm sure it'd be annoying if I paused right in the beginning of it. I like the outfits a lot more too. I did not like the outfits for Fly High at all. I was gonna make a comment, but I couldn't pause, and hopefully they didn't forget it. Well, I like the outfits a lot more, for sure. There's a little bit of CGI, but it's a little janky, which, understandably. I don't know. The one thing I think the one complaint I had about for Fly High is it felt like, maybe because of how the video was shot, it didn't seem like Han-Dong had a lot of lines.
She didn't. At all in the earlier times. Even when she went on Youth With You, she never commented on what group she was a part of. She never commented on working in Korea, nothing, because I don't know, on Chinese shows, they just don't talk about Korea because of issues between the countries. But she had mentioned when she went on there that she was trying to expand herself because she doesn't really get much with her other group. But when she came back, she started getting more lines. And people started giving her a lot more recognition, and I think she started to get more fans.
Okay. Why did she get so few lines?
She's Chinese, so probably her pronunciation or favoritism in the voices.
Because they don't get to choose who gets what line. Producers do.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's kind of almost like... It's so funny for me to see... I always bring them up twice. For me to see, like, comments on videos of, like, more lines for this person.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to, like, let them go because I'm like, oh, the comment's 5 years old, 7 years old, stuff like that. Especially for Chewie. But... in early years,
foreign members tend to get fewer lines because their pronunciation is all the best. Same thing happens with Idol Shua. She got very few lines. Sometimes she only got like the main point of the song, whereas could be only a few words that are chanted here or there. But after Sujin, she got a lot more lines because she was covering Sujin's lines.
Yeah, though. So it's a little different with the B-sides. So with B-sides, usually like the typical Twice formula kind of gets turned on its head with like always starts by Nayeon, you know. Jiu and Jungyeon and Nine always do the choruses. So those things were always flipped around. Mina, I guess because her pronunciation was really good and her voice is really good, she got actually a lot of lines if you look at the line distribution, if that matters. But it isn't until much later that in terms of the title tracks themselves, not the B-sides, that it's pretty like that typical distribution of who sings what gets flipped on its head. Again, these are the title tracks, not the B-sides. The B-sides usually sometimes don't follow those formulas. I think the first time it really flipped was probably with Feel Special when Chaeyoung started the song. I don't think before that, I think it was always Nayeon. But then after that, I think things kind of shifted a little bit. And then also, I mean, in Talk That Talk, Chewie has so many lines. Because her voice just grew. I think that was just part of that. She was also one of the youngest members. Alright, pressing play now. There's the handkerchiefs. Is that part that they changed? Because she kept dropping it? Or she dropped it? This spin?
I'm not sure.
I
don't watch live stages as much as I probably should, but...
neither do I. I did the reaction to Key's Gasoline, and I did that just because I wanted to see if there was a concept thing, because this has to do with concept stuff.
Yeah.
And I've seen some of the more recent staging of groups who've comebacks have just happened after I became a fan of artists within the industry. But I'm probably gonna hold off on watching stages. It's more of like a special thing. Because people do stage compilations, and some of them are really beautiful.
Oh, you need to see I don't know if the show did it themselves or fans made it, but the black or white stage mix, it's so cool how they edited it.
It's usually, what I've noticed, is fans. I don't know if I don't know what 1 to the K is, but usually I see like they're fans. I would recommend this Twice Feel Special stage mix, and one in particular, because of how they do a transition for Diane's outfit during her rap is top tier. Okay. But if that is what happened, like as someone who did marching band, doing the whole baton thing, even after all this practice over and over again, something can still go wrong, your fingers can fumble, and it can fly out of your hands, which on stage can be a danger. If you're by yourself on the podium, no one's going to get hurt except for your pride. Okay. I love the outfits, though. They just, like, the stage outfits.
I love the ribbons and Sua's hair. I thought that was so cool.
Oh, that spider thing that you mentioned before.
That spider's ongoing occurrence in the Nightmare series.
Because I was telling her... Oh, I know what you mean by the ribbon now. I was telling her, I was like, gosh, Yoon's such a jerk. She killed Jiu's spider. The something is like now we get something more like a monster chasing him. We got like this spirit that came out of almost Yuyeon, like she was possessed. Wait, is she possessed? Did I miss this? This weird spider thingy? That's what we see come out of her.
Doesn't come out of her, that's a shadow going towards her. She was taking a photo of someone.
No, the spider was, but there was a moment where like Yuyeon, I'll show you again, where she was on the middle, and this gray thing comes out of her.
Oh yeah.
And it's chasing other people, so I'm
I don't
wondering
know
if
anything
that's...
about that.
Alright, well, when I'll rewatch it, I'll come on to
I'm not very good at remembering that much lore. I just know, like, mostly about the concepts and stuff.
I'm a big fan of lore, so...
Someone explain the lore.
Yes, please, because I love that stuff.
I can learn, too.
I love that stuff. Okay. But this video is very pretty.
I just don't know.
Choreography is cool. Outfits are awesome.
I never learned what that shadow was that came out of her. I never learned what it was.
Well, based upon the context, it looks like she was taking a picture of somebody that had maybe this spider spirit in her. I don't know, because the spider shadow flashed. She falls asleep or gets knocked out. When you see her sit up, she has a dark expression on her face. So I don't know if it explains to what came out of her. So, well, we typically rewatch the video.
Was all because she killed the spider.
This is what happens when you kill the spider. What if all this
revenge?
I don't. What if all this ridiculousness that happens with the guy and the warlock? Oh, I totally forgot to mention in Fly High, you see Suwa holding the Darkhold or the magic book from like the end of Good Night. So what if it's all like that and Yuyeon killing the spider and all that's what starts this ridiculousness?
Yuyeon killed the wrong spider.
But like spider's like secretly a transformed warlock, and the brothers like goes after them. I'm holding on to that until someone corrects me. But I was like, oh, so she's in a nightmare realm trying to get out of this portal, isn't she? That's what it feels like. And she doesn't get out in time. And they come and save her. This is what it seems like.
That happens
I like this.
a few times in their music videos where like someone's trapped or all of them are trapped or whatever it is. Dreamcatcher's always there to save each other.
I like the dances, I like the looks, they all look so good.
Choreo's so good.
Choreo's really good. She has it right in the throat.
They joke about that.
They
Because
do.
sometimes when they're on stage, Yuyeon like
So,
sweat.
what is the continuation of this, right?
What? Yes.
Okay.
What's next?
So, it looks
also
like...
has to do with dreams and stuff.
Well, it looks like Yuyeon's still trapped, almost. So, okay. So now we're gonna rewatch the video, turn the subtitles on, see what I've missed, and talk about it, yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna play the video muted. I had to replay the video multiple times because I kept getting distracted and I couldn't read the lyrics. Though to be honest, I don't have much to say about this, but I kind of was right that this is the beginning of them really having their sound. And when you had said that this is kind of also the beginning of them really getting their fans...
Like, what kicked off their fandom? Growth. Like, they had
I
a
agree.
few people who were like, oh, and interested and intrigued in noticing them in their debut year, I guess you could say. This with the props and all that, and this song and the choreo, just everything about it, really, I think, kicked off their growth.
Oh, I love a little touch when... sorry, as the video is playing, I'm looking at everything. So, get it, choreo strong. Everyone's hair looks great, actually, and fits them well. Even the non-dancing outfits, like the suits and stuff, they all look so good in it. Oh, but everybody looks good. Everyone looks great. And, the choreo was fun. It's strong. I like it. I love the outfits. Not only is there more VFX, but there's also a lot cooler stages and staging. So, I really, really enjoy it a lot. Anything you want to add to what I said? No.
Suwa, I think every time I see Suwa in this music video, or even the outfits, her singing, her dancing, the ribbon in her hair, I just loved Suwa all in this video. Suwa's the one who I think I like the most in You and I.
But I think I'm right from earlier, is that she goes to take this picture of this woman who is actually some sort of spider spirit, or I think we said it on camera because we were joking that Yu Yan killing the spider started this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if it was like...
We did.
Oh, we did on camera. Okay, cool. But she takes a picture of this woman who's actually not really a woman, but some sort of like spider possessed thing. And then she gets possessed. They, with the salt, try to purify it, exorcise it. Now the spirit's running around wreaking havoc. Yu Yan's still trapped.
Probably asleep still.
Well, asleep, but
In that dream world.
in the real world, but still trapped in the dream world. But it also looks like they kind of enter the dream world and try to get out as well. So, since the story is in threes, I'm going to hold off on the next two before I give like an ultimate thought of the whole arc. The first arc kind of felt a little disjointed, maybe because of the prequel video with Fly High, but I'm hoping there's a lot more stronger connections, which I'm going to assume so.
I just realized there's another music video I need to add to the list. Oh god.
No.
It'll also kind of make you, because of what things we said here, it'll make you think of this.
Is this earlier or is this later for them?
This is later.
Okay.
This is after Nightmare.
Okay. Well, anyway,
Nightmare
so... I mean, we don't really have to say it. We've said all that we came to say. Again, the lyrics are confusing in the sense that not a love song, but sounds like a love song with the baby and the you and I and all that stuff. But whatever. Let me see what the comments are, because sometimes reading the comments are a lot of fun.
I mouthed it, but no point because you're gonna find out anyways. Blue Rose. I forgot Blue Rose.
Oh, interesting. Somebody had commented a month ago. Considering this was their first song that qualified them for a music show win, and was what helped draw everyone into their style. Is this when they went up to, was it Everglow? Everglow won?
Mm-hmm, but there was evidence behind it all that Mnet had messed with the votes and points.
Yeah.
Which is kind of annoying for both groups, because then...
I watched that video.
Yeah.
Oh, someone also commented, somehow the music video on the 1 to the K channel has more views than the actual location, which is annoying. Like, it's not their video.
When it's on when it's on the company's channel, they get the revenue, right? When it's on 1 to K, they get part of the revenue, part of the money, you know? So, it's annoying. I need to figure out what order, but you know what? We're just going to put Blue Rose and Deja Vu together. Since they're both kind of...
Oh, I gotta work on my Spanish. There's a comments in Spanish, too. Now I understand the context a little bit. I was like, yeah, this is a strong song. This is really good. I liked it. The whole thing. And this is definitely one of those examples where strong choreo, fun lyrics, come together with great editing. It's a strong music video. Alright, anything other than that, there's really nothing else to add. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Please go check out the previous reactions to this Dreamcatcher wait-through. And also, go check out my reactions. I reacted to Solgi's Anywhere But Home because she released a video for her birthday, a little fun film that she made. And as well as the 2 reactions I did for Key. One for Gasoline, which was 5 months ago. One for Killer, which is the title track for the second album Repackage, which is just pretty much the album I got, but repackaged with 3 new songs, including Killer, which actually I recommend because it's actually a really good song. The lyrics are really cool. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, share with your enemies, and I'll see you next time.